Hello, Matt here from Education News. Today we're covering good news of the week. These come out each Monday, so like, comment, and subscribe if you want to continue seeing this type of content. The first story of the week comes out of Colorado. The Boulder Open Space and Mountain Parks Division and recently announced that an inquisitive bear had triggered one of the 9 motion-activated cameras that they have on their property. The area is roughly 46,000 acres, and this bear lives there. The bear took 580 photos. 400 of them were bear selfies. The cameras that were used in this area can take photos and can also record videos from 10 to 30 seconds. These are used by the biologists in this area to determine how bears and other animals interact with their environment. The OSMP stated that they use them to learn more about animal behavior and how to best protect habitats. At night, these cameras use infrared light, and that allows them to kind of take photos without having this like giant spotlight that would really be disruptive to nature. The biologist in the area, named Kristen Nunez, stated in this press release that, quote unquote, we are fortunate to live in an area with a rich diversity of wildlife species, and these cameras help us to learn what animals are really out there and what they are up to over the course of a day, week, or even years. What it really means is that they get really cool photos like this bear. The second story of the day comes out of Tennessee, where a group of high school students created a prosthetic hand for their new classmate. Sergio Peralta, who's 15, was able to catch a baseball with his right hand for the first time thanks to the help of his 3 classmates. Peralta was born with a hand that wasn't fully formed, and this caused him to feel relatively uncomfortable about kind of interacting in class, going out, and kind of meeting friends. When he went to the Henderson High School in Tennessee, he stated that he felt like, quote unquote, hiding my hand. However, when the school's engineering teacher met Peralta, he told Peralta that his students would probably be able to help out and really design something cool for him. 3 of the students in that engineering class were able to use 3D design tools as well as 3D printers to create a prosthetic hand for Peralta that fit perfectly. This meant that Peralta was able to catch a ball for the first time in his life, and that really kind of changed his experience of that school. It's awesome to see students using tech as well as being really, friendly and helpful to their fellow students. The third video today is about Adolfo Molina and his bravery of essentially running across a 4-lane, kind of really busy, snowy interstate and helping bring a woman's car that was out of control to a stop. When Molina saw that this woman was unconscious, he hopped out of his car, sprinted across those 4 lanes, and essentially pulled the car to a relative stop by holding on to the door handles. Another person came and assisted, and they were able to use sticks and some other things to push the car into the guardrails and bring it to a complete stop. This allowed the 57-year-old woman who had fallen unconscious to get the medical help that she needed. Molina was later honored for his bravery by the Dominican consulate in Boston and stated that he hopes to meet the woman one day. Next up, Japanese archaeologists have found a beautiful mirror and a 7-foot long sword in an area where this was really not supposed to be at. The recent excavation of a 4th century tomb in the Nara region has shown that this type of metalwork and use of long curved swords dates back much further than the Japanese archaeologists originally believed. The tomb where this was found was relatively unknown and is believed to belong to a wealthy individual in service of the Yamamoto rulers of the region. The tomb contained that 7-foot long sword as well as the large bronze mirror, which had really intricate etchings of mythical beasts on its back. Both of these finds are the 2 kind of largest types of finds that they've ever done from this time frame, roughly 310 AD to 700 AD. The deputy director of the Archaeological Institute that helped fund this has stated that these are national treasures and masterpieces and are really indicative that the technology behind the late Japanese Iron Age is much more significant and advanced than they previously believed. The sword itself is much larger than ones they typically find. So the sword they found is roughly 7 feet. The typical sword that they find in that time frame from that area is about 2.5 feet. This means to these archaeologists, they really believe that this was probably a ceremonial tool rather than something that was used for warfare. The archaeologists who took part in this investigation and helped find it stated that he had always really wanted to find a mirror. He just didn't think whenever he did it would also be something so incredible. Last up, a rare species of feline dubbed the original grumpy cat has been found on Mount Everest. A DNA analysis has shown that the little studied and not well known Pallas cat has been living on Mount Everest nearly 3 miles above sea level. This discovery was based on a 2019 expedition where people went across Mount Everest through various national parks, various areas, and picked up scat poop across all of these different areas and brought them back to kind of run DNA tests on. The scat that they tested to confirm the presence of the Pallas cat came from 2 different areas. They were roughly 4 miles apart and in between 16,000 feet and 18,000 feet. The Pallas cat, which, while cute, is certainly grumpy and is known as a super predator amongst small mammals. The analysis of the scat not only proved the existence of the Pallas cat in the area, but also of pika and a weasel that were previously unknown to exist in that area of Mount Everest. Dr. Tracy Simon, the lead person on this expedition, has stated that it is phenomenal to discover proof of this rare and remarkable species at the top of the world. She went on to describe how this discovery really extends the range that was known for the Pallas cat, known only in Nepal but also in variations in a high alpine system. The Pallas cat's actually doing pretty well and is one of the few cats that are described and defined as a species of no concern. So conservation efforts and essentially environmental management techniques have actually really helped protect this particular species of cat. All right, there's 5 news stories that were actually positive from the past week. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you find a news story that you think would be a great, good news story, let me know. Have a wonderful day.